Your kids may pay 50% more in taxes if you don't plan this right.
This is Phil-Am Lawyers. I'm Ed Kanglet. I'm with Dr. 𝗙𝗵𝗶𝗶𝗽𝗶, and we're here to go over commonly asked questions by our Filipino-American clients related to Philippine-based assets. Will my heirs need to pay estate taxes in both the United States and the Philippines? Yes, it is possible that your heirs will face estate tax obligations in both the United States and the Philippines, but the actual tax burden will depend on several factors, including your citizenship, residency, and where the assets are located. For example, in the Philippines, estate tax is imposed on worldwide assets of Filipino citizens at the time of death and on all properties located within the Philippines, regardless of where the decedent's residence or citizenship. Thus, even if you reside permanently in the United States, your Philippine properties are still subject to Philippine estate tax upon your death. Similarly, the United States taxes a U.S. person on his worldwide assets, including your Philippine properties. However, because the U.S. currently allows a very high estate tax exemption, which is over $13.99 million for individuals as of 2025, many U.S. estates are not subject to the federal estate tax. The major difference between the U.S. and Philippines is that the estate tax exemption in the Philippines is approximately $90,000 for a Philippine citizen, but only approximately $9,000 for non-Philippine residents. So most estates in the Philippines is subject to the Philippine estate tax. Double estate taxation can also be a concern, but there are ways to mitigate. There are foreign tax credits in both the United States and Philippines that can reduce double death estate taxation.
What about Philippine property that you currently own? Can you gift it to your children now to avoid future taxes? The answer is not really. If you gift or you donate your Philippine property to your children during your lifetime, what it means is you no longer own that asset when you pass away, so it's not going to be subject to the estate tax in the Philippines, the 6% estate tax. However, unfortunately, if you transfer assets or property during your lifetime without consideration, it's considered a donation or a gift, and you will have to pay a 6% donor's tax. So while you avoided the 6% estate tax by getting it out of your estate during your lifetime, you cannot escape that 6% donor's tax, which, again, you made a gift during your lifetime that has to be paid at the time of making that gift.
So Attorney Ray, it's like it doesn't make a difference. Is that right?
That's correct. It doesn't really make a difference. You're going to pay that 6% estate tax or donor's tax if you have assets located in the Philippines.
And then a follow-up question, Attorney Ray, is for Philippine estate tax, there's a distinction between worldwide assets versus properties located in the Philippines, right?
Yes.
So for Philippine estate tax, you are not subject with respect to assets, or I should say, you're not subject to this tax if you own properties outside of the Philippines. Is that the distinction?
Actually, the rules in the U.S. is very similar to the rules in the Philippines. What that means is, if you are a U.S. citizen, you are going to be taxed on your worldwide assets, wherever it's located. The same rule applies in the Philippines. If you are a Filipino citizen, you are going to be taxed in the Philippines on your worldwide assets, wherever it's located. So it's the same rule.
I see. So there's no difference.
There is really no difference.
The only difference is that the exemption amounts for the Philippines is lower compared to the United States, which is like $14 million.
Yes.
All right. Moving on. The next popular question is, are there time limits or deadlines for my heirs to settle the estate and pay taxes in the Philippines? Yes, there are strict deadlines that your heirs must follow to settle your estate and pay the estate taxes in the Philippines. Your heirs are required to file the estate tax return and pay the corresponding estate taxes within 1 year from the date of death, which I personally think is very strict. If your heirs fail to file and pay the estate tax return within the allowed period, the estate will incur penalties, including, number 1, surcharge, 25 to 50% of the unpaid tax. Number 2, interest, currently 12% per year. And finally, number 3, possible compromise penalties.
Again, the rules are very similar here in the U.S. For estate tax purposes. Exactly 1 year from date of death, really, right? You need to pay that. You should have filed and paid that estate tax.
Yes. In the Philippines, can you respectfully request for an extension like you can here in the United States?
Unfortunately, no. Unfortunately, no.
Again, we are 𝗙𝗏𝗻 lawyers. You can give us a call at 323-345-2652.
You can also reach us at www.𝗙𝗏𝗻lawyers.com.